That number on the board, $87,000. That is the median retirement savings for an American household. Not a starting point, the finish line. After 40 years of work. Think about what that means. $87,000 lasts less than 3 years at the average retirement spending rate. 3 years, then zero. The Federal Reserve runs this survey every 3 years. The 2022 numbers came back and almost nobody talked about them. The median retirement account balance across all working-age Americans is $8,700. Wait, $8,700, not $87,000. That is the median for everyone, including the people who have saved nothing, which is nearly half. So where does the $87,000 come from? That is the median for households who actually have a retirement account. Half of all American households have no retirement savings account at all. No 401k, no IRA, nothing. When you include them, the median drops to $8,700. That is the real number. And the people who do have an account, their median balance is $87,000, which sounds better until you run the math. If you retire at 65 and draw down 4% a year, the standard financial planning rule, $87,000 generates $3,480 annually. That is $290 a month. Social Security adds a median of about $18,000 a year, so total retirement income for the median American sits around $21,000 a year. Median household expenses in retirement? $52,000. That is a $31,000 annual gap every single year for as long as you live. Here's what makes this worse. People know they have not saved enough. Every survey confirms it, and yet the behavior does not change. Why? Because of a lie that the financial system tells you, a comfortable lie, one that feels like responsibility but functions like procrastination. The lie sounds like this. You need $1 million to retire. Some calculators say $1.5 million, some say $2 million. The number is always just far enough away that you stop doing the math. When the goal feels impossible, the brain does not push harder, it disengages. Behavioral economists call this goal distance paralysis. The target is so far that starting feels pointless. So instead of saving aggressively in your 30s, which is when it matters most, you delay. I'll start properly when I earn more, when the debt is gone, next year. A 25-year-old who saves $200 a month for 40 years at a 7% average return ends up with $528,000. The same person starting at 35 ends up with $243,000. Same $200 a month, 10 years difference. The cost of waiting 1 decade is $285,000. Compound interest does not forgive delay. But the lie is not just about procrastination. There's a second lie working underneath it. The lie that you are not the kind of person who builds wealth. In households earning between $50,000 and $75,000, solidly middle income, the median retirement balance is still only $67,000. The problem is not income alone. Households at that level could save meaningfully. Most do not. The gap between what people earn and what they save is a behavior problem, not an income problem. Here's where it gets interesting. Vanguard's 2023 How America Saves report tracked 5 million retirement account holders. The top quartile of savers across all working-age Americans shares 3 behaviors, not 3 income levels, 3 behaviors. Behavior 1, automatic enrollment. Savers who are automatically enrolled in their 401k contributed consistently, even at low rates. Non-automatic enrollees saved 37% less on average. The account existed, the paycheck was the same. The only difference was whether the default was opt-in or opt-out. One structural decision changed 37% of the outcome. Behavior 2, auto-escalation. Workers whose contributions automatically increased by 1% each year ended up with account balances 46% higher than those who set a rate and never adjusted. Same income, different system. Behavior 3, staying in. The lowest performing retirement savers were not the lowest earners. They were the people who cashed out early, paused contributions during stress, or switched accounts and lost compounding continuity. A single early 401k withdrawal of $10,000 at age 30, after taxes and the 10% penalty, costs an estimated $56,000 in lost growth by age 65. One withdrawal, $56,000 gone. The retirement crisis is not a savings rate crisis. It's a system design crisis. The people who build wealth are not more disciplined. They are more automated. Let that sit, because everything that comes next, every system, every framework, comes back to this one principle. Remove the human decision from the equation wherever possible. If you have to choose every month to save, some months you won't. The system has to choose for you. Here is the system, the three-layer stack. Not because it's complicated, but because most people are operating with only one layer and wondering why it's not working. Layer 1, the floor. This is your tax-advantaged retirement account. 401k if your employer offers it, IRA if not, Roth if you qualify. This money is automatic and untouchable. The 2024 401k contribution limit is $23,000. Most people are not near that, but the Vanguard data shows that consistent contributors at even 6% of a $50,000 income outperform irregular contributors at 12%. Consistency beats volume. The floor has one rule. It goes up by 1% every January. You don't negotiate with it, you don't feel it. Your lifestyle adjusts around it and you never notice. Layer 2 is the bridge. This is your taxable brokerage account, index funds, low-cost ETFs. This is the money that gives you optionality between 59.5 and 65 before retirement accounts unlock. Most people skip the bridge entirely. They have the floor, maybe, and then they have a savings account earning 2%. The bridge is what separates people who retire at 55 from people who retire at 67. It's the middle layer that creates early options. Layer 3 is the ceiling. This is income that does not require your time. A side asset, rental income, dividend yield, a royalty, something that produces cash flow without clocking in. Most people never reach the ceiling because they're still fighting to build the floor. The sequence matters. Floor first, bridge second, ceiling when you have margin. Never in reverse. People who build all three layers retire with $820,000 according to a 2022 Morningstar study on multi-account savers. People who only use one layer retire with $112,000. The difference is the architecture. 3 layers, floor, bridge, ceiling. One goes up every January. That's the whole system. Simple does not mean easy. Here's the cost nobody wants to name. You can follow every rule in this video. You can build the 3-layer stack and still retire with less than you needed if you start too late. A 45-year-old starting from zero needs to save $1,800 a month to hit $500,000 by 65. That's possible for some people, but that means 20 years of that number. No gaps, no pauses, no emergencies. The math is not cruel. It's just indifferent. It doesn't know your story, your expenses, your hardship. It compounds what you give it and ignores the rest. So the question is not, am I better off than average? The average is a trap. The median is a warning. The question is, am I better off than I was 12 months ago? Because the only retirement number that matters is yours, not the median, not your colleagues, not the social media millionaires, the number that funds the life you actually want to live. Calculate it. Take your expected annual retirement expenses, multiply by 25. That's your floor target using the 4% rule. Then subtract what you have. The gap you see is your actual problem, not a concept, a number. That number on the board, 87,000, someone else's median. It was there to shock you, not to define you. Your number is different. Write it down, then build backward from it. The average person retires with almost nothing. You now have a system. Use it.